Hi, I'm Tina.
I'm Ross.
And today we're going to do a sampling of foods from the UK that we found at Cost Plus World Market. So we've been wanting to do this for a while, and we've got all of them laid out here. We'll sample them one by one. And I don't know if these are foods that are actually very common in the UK or it's just what they send over to us to sample out. And of course they don't have fresh food there, so everything's like canned or in a package. Yeah, exactly. So let us know in the comments if these are foods that you actually eat if you're from the UK. So just quickly we'll point out what we're gonna sample. I think we might do some of our canned items first. We've got Heinz curry beans, Heinz macaroni and cheese,
Heinz hoops,
and we also have Burts British hand-cooked potato chips, which I thought was interesting. It actually says potato chips. I assumed from the UK it would say crisps, so I don't know if they have special packaging for us Americans, so we know that they're actually potato chips. What we know is potato chips. Maybe they think that we don't know what a crisp is, but anyway, I found that kind of interesting. And for some of our sweet stuff, we have wine gums, and we have spotted dick, and steamed puds. Or is that puds? I'm not sure.
I'm assuming puds.
In any case, when we went to Cost Plus, we're actually looking, we've been seeing for a long time spotted dick in a can kind of like this. And that's what we had planned to pick up, but this is the only one we could find. We brought it home, and it actually says it's from New Zealand, or it's a product of New Zealand. But my understanding is that it is a food that you eat in the UK. So let us know about that. So we're gonna go ahead and start warming some of these things up, and we'll be back. We're back, and first up we have Heinz hoops. So these remind me of our SpaghettiOs that we ate when we were growing up. So I'm curious to find out whether they taste the same or a little bit different. I took a sniff of the can. It smells a little different to me.
Yes.
So we'll see how that is. And I remember I used to love SpaghettiOs as a kid, but then I tried them again as an adult and I thought, I don't know what I was so crazy about, but I thought they were delicious as a kid. So is this something that kids usually eat? I don't know.
Yeah, I never had them as a kid. I remember when I had my first apartment. You know, you're like a starving student and whatnot. I picked up a can out of curiosity, and I wasn't impressed. But I do know that the one I had was not just a tomato sauce; it was the tomato and cheese sauce.
Tomato and cheese, and I think the SpaghettiOs even come with some meat in them sometimes too.
Sometimes.
And usually SpaghettiOs are pretty cheap here. These, do you remember how much these were? I thought they were kind of expensive, but
$1.50, $2.
$1.50. Okay. Not as bad as I thought. I thought it was a little bit more than that. I think we did get some on sale. So you ready to sample?
I'm ready.
All right. They taste kind of similar to SpaghettiOs, but there's a little different.
Yeah, these are better than what I remember SpaghettiOs tasting like. Is it does this bring back childhood memories for you?
Not exactly, because it does taste a little bit different, but one thing that I don't like about both is I feel like I can kind of taste the can. Do you get that feeling too, like a metallic taste to it?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I feel like they have that in common. That's not really the best thing.
Yeah.
It is pretty similar. I'm kind of curious. It almost seems like SpaghettiOs might be maybe a little sweeter. I wonder if they put more sugar. Wouldn't surprise me if they put more sugar in it here, but I think SpaghettiOs might be sweeter. And I think for a future video, we may actually compare the two. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison of SpaghettiOs and these hoops.
Speaking of SpaghettiOs, I was out shopping yesterday, and I saw a can of SpaghettiOs, and it had different varieties, like plain. So I also had it with cut up hot dog in a can.
Nothing but high class eating right there. SpaghettiOs and hot dogs. Okay.
That would be great for a first date. So
overall thoughts, they're better than you remember SpaghettiOs?
Yes. Because it was funny that you mentioned that the can taste. That's what I remember immediately noticing when I first had it. You know, back many moons ago when I first tried it. I thought, oh, yeah.
I don't know why it tastes so much like that. I don't know if it's because of the tomato base, whether that picks up some of the canned flavor. I don't know, but I feel like the more I'm eating it, the less I'm tasting it. But
agreed. So, young lady, what would you pair this with?
I would pair it with a grilled cheese sandwich.
Really?
Yeah.
You surprised me.
Why?
I thought you were going to say, oh,
A bottle of wine?
Thunderbird, Ripple. I thought you were going to say maybe just a piece of garlic bread.
Oh, that'd be good too.
Yeah.
So are you ready for the next one?
Lay it on me.
And our next sample will be Heinz macaroni and cheese. So I was very curious when I saw this because I have never seen macaroni and cheese in a can. Although I think you found some since we found this.
I did.
Yeah, because usually, especially for the cheaper ones, you'll find them, say, Kraft in a box, and you mix it with water and heat it up, and boom, you've got macaroni and cheese. Or if you're going with the higher quality macaroni and cheese, you might find it in the refrigerated section or the frozen section. I don't know if you can kind of see. I don't want to dump this out, but the coloring looks a little bit different from what we're used to seeing with mac and cheese in the United States.
Yeah, the sauce looks a little on the runny side.
And it's a little runny. Yeah, usually ours is a bit thicker. Now, I don't know if they just use a different kind of cheese. Of course, ours, especially if you get the Kraft macaroni and cheese, it's this bright orange, really kind of fake looking color for cheese.
Yeah.
But it does kind of remind you actually the color of American cheese. Are you ready to try it?
I
See
am.
how it is?
I'm a little skeptical.
Ew. Sorry, not a fan. Not a fan of that. Give it a try. I think you're more tolerant than me sometimes of these things.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Not great,
That's
huh?
got a funky aftertaste.
It does.
If I was starving, I would eat this. I would put a can of this right next to our emergency can of tamales that we have.
It smells weird too.
It has a weird, gamey.
I'm curious what some of the ingredients are. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read them, but I wonder if it's some kind of funky cheese they put in it. And I love cheese. Don't get me wrong, I love the funky cheeses, but this does not go well with as a macaroni and cheese. Yet here we are, we keep eating it.
Yeah.
Hoping it's going to taste better.
I read somewhere like, ooh, life hack. If you want to have the creamiest, richest mac and cheese, you heat it up, you get it ready to serve, but you toss in a slice of American cheese and you stir it in. It's supposed to make it creamier. I don't think you can do that with this.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think, it's like, can we add something to this to make it more palatable? I don't know.
Ground bacon.
I think part of the problem is when I'm bringing the spoon to my mouth, I'm getting the scent, which it smells weird to me, and then it really tastes strange. I've definitely never tasted a mac and cheese like this, and I don't know that I want to taste it again. Has anybody else tried this canned macaroni and cheese? I don't know.
I mean, it's not god awful. It's just I'd rather just buy store-bought, pre-made mac and cheese.
I'd rather have our cheap Kraft macaroni and cheese than this. But we had to try it. I was so curious to see what it tasted like, but now I know.
And you mentioned, like the really cheap ones, or kind of like a small one serving where you can heat up some water and just there's like powder.
Boiling water in, powder's already in. I think they have powder pouch, and you just stir it up, and it gets nice and thick. That was the first thing we noticed, was how thin the sauce was on these, and ours usually thicken up more. Usually.
And then the ones I was used to that I make for myself would be add milk, add like margarine or butter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely makes them better, because they have the little instant ones where you just add the water. But yeah, when you add the milk and butter, I think those definitely taste a little bit better.
I hate to say it, but this kind of reminds me of the first time I had a can of or I tried canned eggnog, and it was just,
Canned eggnog?
yeah.
I don't think I want to try that either.
The consistency of the eggnog was very similar to the consistency of the cheese sauce in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Not a fan, but I'm going to still continue.
Yeah, I finished my cup, but we still have a lot left in the can. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it, but we'll have to get creative and think of something we can add to it to make it taste better.
Well, cut up hot dogs. But yeah, this has a really odd aftertaste.
It does.
Knowing how bad it is, and I keep trying it, I'm trying to define the aftertaste, and I can't.
That's kind of like me for the smell. I feel like I'm not sure what that smell is. I wish I could describe it, but it's strange, and it's not enhancing the flavor at all.
No.
It's doing the opposite.
No.
Now I'm kind of glad we have this one out of the way. I'm thinking it can only get better from here.
Sure. But, okay, well, that was Heinz macaroni and cheese. Good pasta, good times.
No.
No.
We ready to move on to the next item?
Moving on.
So now we'll be sampling the Heinz beans with curry. So we have prepared them on some toast.
For breakfast, lunch, snacks.
I think for breakfast, don't you? Isn't that what you see on what they call an English breakfast here? Is you have beans with it. That's something that we definitely don't do here. I don't think I've ever had beans for breakfast. Have you?
No, I haven't.
And of course, we can't speak for the entire United States. We're both born and raised in California, and sometimes different areas of the United States they have different food.
Yeah, I just remember seeing photos of the traditional English breakfast, and I can't remember now if it was just a side of beans with a toast or if it was actually the beans on the toast.
Yeah, I think I have seen the beans on the toast, so we thought that sounds actually kind of good. So we will give that a try and see how it is.
Yeah, we have the beans on some bread some sourdough with garlic. So.
Yeah, and I don't know what is traditional for the beans. Do you have it? Is sourdough bread okay? That just happened to be what we have. We love sourdough, or do you have it on a different type of bread? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, we'd love to find out.
I can kind of smell the spice of the curry already. And they did have regular beans in there, but I just thought, it'd be kind of fun to buy the ones with the curry. Oh, it's not bad.
Is it better than the macaroni and cheese?
Oh, it's way better than the macaroni and cheese. Is this typical to eat it with a knife and fork? Nope, give it a try. I already ate mine. My beans are falling off my toast here.
You can definitely taste the curry. I'd say of the 3 items we've tried so far, I think this is probably number 1.
I'd agree.
It gets the taste of the macaroni and cheese out of my mouth.
And they do taste different from what we have as baked beans. Baked beans are popular here. Not for breakfast, but like as a side dish. Or picnics. Seems like they're popular. Barbecue baked beans, yeah.
Yeah. I would say our baked beans have maybe like a sweeter sauce. Not so spicy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the sauce is of the regular beans.
Yeah.
But the curry has a nice flavor. I like the extra spice in it.
Yeah, this isn't bad at all. Would you have this for breakfast?
I don't know if I'd have it for breakfast. It almost seems like it would make a really good snack or a lunch.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about beans for breakfast is just not something I'm used to, but I think it'd make a nice lunch or snack.
Agreed. I think this would be good for a snack. I think it was just the way we were raised. Typical breakfast for us was eggs, toast.
Yeah. Or cereal if you're
Cereal.
in a hurry. Do a lot of cereal breakfast. Or just toast.
Yeah, but this has a very good savory flavor. The sauce, I would say that the sauce isn't overly runny. Kind of reminds me of the consistency of typical canned baked bean sauce that we have here, but definitely you really taste that curry flavor.
Yeah.
Much better than that macaroni and cheese.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Burt's British hand-cooked potato chips or crisps. And these are sea salt and malt vinegar flavor. Now, I love salt and vinegar chips. I know you're not that crazy about them.
Not my first pick, but I know you love them. More of a onion sour cream.
Sour cream and onion, yeah. Go ahead and open these up.
As far as this brand, Burts, if you can let us know, is this a typical popular British brand?
Yeah.
Chips, crisps?
I mean, we don't know. It says product the UK, but who knows? Go ahead and take one. That's good.
Yeah.
I even feel like it tastes a little bit different from salt and vinegar chips I've had here. Slightly different flavor.
I think, is it so much the flavor or not as intense? To me, the flavor, the sea salt, was it sea salt and vinegar?
And malt vinegar.
Is maybe not as strong.
You think our vinegar flavor is maybe stronger in some of the chips we have here?
That might be it. Maybe, just my opinion. Maybe one of the reasons why I'm not wild about the flavor. To me, it's almost overpowering.
It is, yeah.
With the chips we have here.
They're strong.
Whereas I actually prefer this over our typical vinegar and salt chips that we have here.
And it remind me of kettle cooked chips.
Yeah, these are definitely a plus. Yeah, these are good.
Yeah, these are real good. So maybe now we've turned you into a fan of salt and vinegar chips. At least with this brand.
Well, definitely with this brand. And I would agree. These aren't like the thin, like the traditional potato chips we have here. They break these, not the ones meant for dipping, but these seem more like the kettle type.
Yeah, they're nice and crunchy and have a little bit more substance to them than some of the other chips.
So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer these or do you prefer the American vinegar?
Oh, it's so hard because I do like them both. I wish I had another brand here to compare it to because I haven't had them in a while, so it's hard for me to remember. But I definitely like both. You know, I kind of like that flavor that almost puckers your lips. But these are nice too.
Yeah, those are definitely good. Yeah. So I'd say those are a win. Saw those in the store and definitely pick them up again.
Yeah. So I think we're finished with all of our savory items. So I think we're going to move on to our sweet items. All right, so now it's time for us to try spotted dick. And from what I've read, the spotted part refers to there's dried fruit in it, and that the dick is the word for pudding, apparently.
Yes. Don't they also call it spotted Richard?
I think I read that somewhere too. It's trying to clean it up a bit, and
yeah.
But spotted dick is more catchy. There's some about spotted Richard. It's not quite the same. And I understand you serve it with custard often too. We don't have any custard here, so we're just going to have it plain.
To me, it smells like a cinnamon roll with raisins.
Well, let's give it a try. Oh, it's really moist. Softer and moister than I was expecting.
So I put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. And as Tina pointed out, looks very moist.
I expected it to be more cakey, but I think it's moister than cake and maybe a little denser. That's interesting.
This spotted Richard is not bad. Quite a few ingredients here. So,
does anything stand out? Like what kind of fruit is in it?
Yeah. So taking a look here. So far, I'm just seeing raisins.
Just raisins, not. I thought I saw somewhere there were sultanas.
Yes, I do see that. So, yeah, it was pretty good. It's not super sweet. It's very moist. Yeah. So, I didn't know what to expect. We never We never had something like this where a little plastic cup just put in the microwave and heat it up. I've seen those. Was it like mug cakes? Powder you put in a mug, add some tap water.
Yeah.
Microwave it. It's a hot cake. Those are okay, but yeah, this is surprisingly good.
It's very convenient. Just like you said, pop it in for 30 seconds. You have a nice hot dessert. It's a nice single serving size, so. And it's kind of reminds me of a fruit cake. I mean, I guess it's a kind of a fruit cake, but it's not as. I feel like the texture of it's a little different from fruit cakes that we've had here.
Not as dense. It doesn't seem as dense. It doesn't seem as loaded with fruit.
It seems like on fruit cake sometimes the fruit is really chewy.
Yes, candied. So I would prefer this over fruitcake any day.
Yeah.
So your thoughts? If you saw Spotted Richard in a store, would you buy it?
I might buy it. I'm really curious to try the next one though, because the next one is chocolate, and I really am more of a chocolate fan.
Yes, you are.
So that one might win out. If I saw the two, I might go for the chocolate, but we'll see once we try that one.
And I'd be curious to try this with custard or some kind of topping.
Me too, actually. I think that would be really tasty to have some custard along with it.
Okay, so we have just finished Spotted Richard.
Spotted Dick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And we were pleasantly surprised. And by the way, if we haven't mentioned it, the brand that we tried is Auntie's. And it was like we were saying before. Now another one that we picked up that we want to try, felt looked very good from the packaging, are these chocolate steamed puds. And we're ready to try one now.
Yeah, we wish we had gotten it on camera, but they're in these little plastic containers. You microwave it for 30 seconds. Turn it upside down, and all this chocolate sauce came out on top. We both said, "Oh," because that looks really delicious to have that hot chocolate sauce on top. And as I previously mentioned, I'm all about chocolate, probably more so than the fruit cake. But we will see. Look forward to this one.
Yeah, once it came out of the container, it kind of reminded me of one of those chocolate lava cakes. And it smells really good, by the way. And this is even more...
that's really good.
This is even more moist.
It's really moist. And then with that chocolate sauce on top.
Oh, yeah. Only thing I would suggest maybe, a scoop of ice cream.
Ooh, a scoop of ice cream on the side would be good.
This is really, really good. If you have a chance to pick these up, definitely try it.
Yeah. Because as I've mentioned before, I'm not a big cake fan, but this is different from cake for sure.
Yeah. No complaints. Really good. The sauce is really good. Sometimes you might have like a chocolate syrup and it has an artificial chocolate flavor. This tastes really...
That's really tasty.
Yeah.
I like that for sure. I could see us getting that again.
Oh, yeah. Very moist. Yeah, no disappointment there. I'd definitely get this again.
So I wonder, is this, since they call it puds and the dick was supposed to be for pudding, so is this what you call pudding in the UK? Because we have pudding here and it's definitely a different texture and consistency. This seems more cake-like to us, but definitely more dense. And our pudding's more, what would you call it? So this is just like it's pudding texture because that's what we eat. But it's not quite. I feel like it's closer to what they have as a custard, but maybe it's a little thicker than a custard.
I would definitely say that. Just you took the words right out of my mouth when I think of pudding that we typically have here that we refer to as pudding. It's usually like a custard. But growing up, like in our house, we didn't really have. Whenever we had pudding, it was never bread pudding. It was always like a custard. And
oftentimes they're made like if you did the instant kind, it would be made by Jell-O, the brand Jell-O. So it's definitely a different consistency from say a gelatin dessert, but it's closer to custard, I think, is closest I can think of.
Yes. So, yeah, top notch.
Yeah, so that was a good one. I was going to say to end on, but we do have one more thing to try. And we have those right here. And these are the Taverner's Wine Gums. So I really like gummy candies, so I'm looking forward to trying these. And I'm not sure, why do they call them wine gums? Do they actually have wine in them? I don't think so.
I don't think excuse me. I don't think I saw any alcohol ingredients. But when Tina picked this up at Cost Plus, they had a variety of this brand, like jelly babies.
A lot of different jelly candies. Yeah, and I was having a hard time trying to figure out which one I wanted to select. So I thought, well, the wine gums sound interesting. It looks like they have maybe on the front. Ooh, smells fruity.
I still smell the chocolate from the pods.
They have, do I have that upside down or right?
You have it upside down. No, wait, you have it upside down again.
But they do have words on them, and I think from what I saw here, they have like port,
gin.
So they supposed to kind of be similar to alcohol flavors? I'm not sure.
This one looks deformed.
I'm going to try this purple one because in my experience, purple gummies are always some of the best. That's good.
Does it taste like alcohol too?
No. But I could see like maybe it's trying to replicate a wine kind of flavor. Of course, that would make sense if oftentimes purple's grape, and of course wine's made out of grapes, so that would make a lot of sense. What about yours?
Citrus.
It's a citrus flavor?
It's like orange, yeah. It's not bad.
And this one's kind of a yellowish one. I can't read what it says.
Good, bad. There's another deformed one. On the package, it looks like each one clearly has gin, port.
Yeah, it made me think that those were going to be the flavors, but that one I just had was a lemony type flavor. So only the purple one gave me kind of a hint of wine, probably because it's supposed to be grape. But it definitely doesn't taste like the grape gummies I've had here, which I do like, but it tends to have more of that artificial grape flavor. This seems like it could kind of pass for a wine flavor. So now I'm kind of curious to try. I don't think we've tried this red one yet. I'm not sure what flavor that's supposed to be, but I liked it.
Okay. Gin.
See, I think mine might have said gin too, and it was a different color.
It's not bad. I'm just having a very hard time
Placing them?
Yeah. I don't know. Hard time defining it.
They mostly just seem like fruit flavors, so I was kind of wondering because some of the other ones we looked at that had different names looked like they were just fruit flavored gummies as well. So I don't know if there's a difference. Why do they call these wine gums? Let us know if you know what the story is behind the wine gums. I should have looked it up before I started the video.
Yeah.
But they do taste good. They're nice kind of jelly gummy texture to them, and not overly fake fruit flavors, I'd say. Yeah. So that's kind of nice because I know some of ours can get really fake flavored, and I always do like the gummies, but these are a nice change from what we normally have.
I like the texture of these better than some of the gummy candies that we have common here, like Dots.
Oh,
those get stuck in your teeth. Yeah,
Dots are not my favorite. Yeah. Definitely maybe not the highest quality gummies out there.
GGBs.
And of course, I always like to get the Haribo gummies, which of course are mostly made in Germany, I think. So that would be my go-to gummies.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to do like a summary here of what was your favorite savory, what was your favorite sweet?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and summarize what our favorites were. I have a feeling we might agree on on what our favorites were.
Yeah. So,
Favorite savory?
my favorite savory would be number one, the curry beans.
Me too.
I could see us having that as a side dish.
Mm-hmm.
I could see us having a snack on some toast. Good flavor. It wasn't overpoweringly spicy. It was a nice change from the typical like baked beans that we have here.
Yep.
Number two would be the hoops. Unfortunately, like Tina pointed out, that there's that canned taste that it has, but as Tina also pointed out, the more you eat, the less of that you notice. So maybe you like that flavor. Maybe it'll bring back some childhood memories. I didn't think it was terrible. What wasn't fantastic for me was the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
It just had a very unusual flavor.
Definitely worst of the bunch.
Yeah. If I'm going to have mac and cheese, I like to have a rich, creamy sauce, and this was more on the, say, runny side, and had this unusual scent to it.
Yeah.
And it had an unusual aftertaste. What about your thoughts?
My thoughts, I agree. I really like the curry beans were really good. Close tie with, if I'm looking for a snack, I'd go for the salt and vinegar chips too. I really like these. And I would agree last place would be for the mac and cheese. I don't need any more of that in my life.
I forgot to mention the chips. The chips are really good. Now, as far as sweet, what is your first pick? Your first choice?
Oh, sweet is going to have to go to the chocolate puds.
Oh, yeah.
Right here. I love that. Spotted Dick was surprisingly good as well, but that chocolate, I could just see it. It's like, what a nice little after dinner dessert. I mean, you could just pop it in the microwave and you got a nice filling dessert, actually, because we're splitting these and we're getting pretty full from just that serving.
Yeah, the chocolate pud rich, that would be my first choice too. Mm-hmm. Spotted Richard was not bad. But those gummies that we had, they weren't bad. I was just, by the advertising alone, I was expecting a little something more adult.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they would have different wine type flavors, like say a white wine or a red wine. Thought that would be really tasty.
But they're not bad.
Yeah. And that would be a nice snack, and this would be more for, I think, a dessert that you'd have after a meal.
Mm-hmm. It's go good with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, definitely.
Scoop of ice cream. Yeah. So overall, this was a lot of fun to do. This is the first time we've tried a sampling of UK foods from Cost Plus World Market. And if you have any suggestions on items to try, let us know, especially if it's easily available here. I think that's the challenge we have. Yes.
Is just getting different items. I don't think we have any stores around here that have a lot of foods from the UK, at least not that I'm aware of.
And something else is, if you've tried these exact same canned items, and if there's something you've done to maybe jazz them up a bit, something you've added, or maybe you like them as a certain side dish with something else, if you let us know what that is, we'd be interested to find out.
So if you like these types of videos, please subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and also hit that notification bell so you'll find out when our next videos have been released. So until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.